By late 1776, George Washington had lost 90% of the army under his command. The survivors were in terrible shape, lacking basic supplies and even shoes as winter set in. British forces had pushed them entirely out of New York and New Jersey, forcing the Americans to retreat across the freezing Delaware River into Pennsylvania. But the most immediate threat to the American cause wasn't the British military chasing them. It was the calendar. This chart shows the projected troop levels for the Continental Army at the end of the year. Notice the steep drop-off right here. The vast majority of the soldiers' enlistment contracts were set to expire on exactly December 31st. These men had families, farms to tend, unpaid debts piling up, and after surviving months of miserable cold and defeat, most of them planned to leave the army and go home the moment their contracts ended. Up until this point, Washington had favored a defensive approach, avoiding major battles to preserve his fragile forces. But continuing that cautious strategy now guaranteed the army would simply dissolve. The math left him with only two options: sit safely across the river and accept certain defeat, or take an extreme risk to shock his men into staying. Faced with those odds, Washington decided to gamble the entire army on a single offensive strike. He even chose the phrase "victory or death" as the password for the operation. His target was 1,500 Hessian mercenaries, encamped across the river in Trenton, New Jersey. The garrison's commander, Colonel Johann Rall, received direct orders to build fortifications around the town. He actively chose to ignore them. Rall believed that navigating the icy Delaware River in the dead of winter was logistically impossible. He also held a deep disdain for the Continental Army, famously saying they would just meet the Americans with bayonets if they actually tried to attack. Washington knew exactly how confident the Hessians were. Rather than waiting for better weather, he decided to use the severe winter storms and the enemy's assumption of safety as his primary tactical camouflage. Planning an attack under these conditions was a highly calculated exploitation of the enemy's overconfidence. The operation began on the night of Christmas, 1776. The objective was to load 2,400 men, horses, and 18 heavy cannons onto 40-foot shallow-draft Durham cargo vessels in pitch darkness. Moving artillery and terrified animals across a freezing, ice-choked river required the specific muscle of the Massachusetts Marblehead Regiment, a unit of experienced sailors. But almost immediately, a severe nor'easter slammed into the region. The storm packed howling winds and driving sleet, creating conditions so bad that 2 of Washington's 3 planned crossing columns had to turn back. This left Washington's main column entirely alone on the New Jersey shore. They were 3 hours behind schedule, and the original timeline to attack was completely ruined. At this moment, Washington had to make a choice. He could abort the mission and watch his army disappear in 6 days, or march his men 10 miles through blinding sleet to attack without any reinforcements. He pushed forward. By stepping past that point of no return, Washington wagered the entire American experiment on a single, mathematically improbable strike. They reached Trenton just after daybreak on December 26th. Bursting into the outskirts of the town, they caught the exhausted and unfortified Hessian mercenaries completely by surprise. The fight that followed was decidedly one-sided. Colonel Rall was mortally wounded in the streets, and nearly 900 Hessian mercenaries were captured. Washington secured the garrison and desperately needed supplies, while suffering virtually 0 casualties among his own men. The psychological impact of this victory was immediate. With morale restored, Washington gathered his troops and made a personal plea, asking them to extend their expiring enlistments for just a few more weeks. The gamble worked. The men agreed to stay, keeping the Continental Army alive long enough to cross the river again a week later and secure another victory at Princeton. Washington's decision to cross the Delaware was the defining strategic pivot of the war. It proved that true executive leadership requires recognizing when a situation is so dire, attempting the impossible becomes the only logical choice.